setting up for a commercial for the Mojave Oil Company. It's an oil field out in Texas. Now, since it is a beautiful morning here in sunny Central Florida, they are filming on that set, testing those special weather effects, as I said. And Ken is attached to our production coordinator. He'll let us know a little later on in our tour if we can take a look at that or not. But right now, if you look up high in the sky to your right, you'll see the symbol, the landmark of the Disney MGM Studios, the Earful Tower. Our masterpiece stands a very proud 13 stories tall and is capped off by a set of Mickey Mouse ears. Each one of those ears weighs in at a whopping 2.5 tons, and it has a diameter of 28.5 feet. To your immediate right is our prop warehouse and motor pool. Airports around the country knew that Gulfstream 1 is the 234 Mickey Mouse. Walt Disney purchased that plane back in 1964 himself, and it was used to shuttle Walt and his Imagineers from California to New York during the final stages of the World's Fair. This is where attractions at the Small World and great moments of Mr. Lincoln made their grand debut. Now, if you look across the street, you'll see these small brown buildings, our production bungalows. Those are our headquarters for crews that are currently filming here at the studio. In the past, we've hosted such shows as Ed McMahon's Star Search, Wheel of Fortune, WCW Wrestling, Family Matters, and of course, our very own, the Mickey Mouse Club. We're now in a branch of our greens department where we store planned streamers work. From there, seamstresses and tailors take over, and they use up to 175,000 yards of fabric every year to create over 12,000 garments. If you get to the showcases off to your left, you'll see actual costumes worn by Angela Bassett and What's Love Got to Do with It. James Spader's costume from Stargate. Costume worn by Michelle Pfeiffer in the film Dangerous Mind. We have Jim Carrey's costume from Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, now playing in a theater near you. And at the far end, we have Tim Allen's costume from last year's hit holiday film, The Santa Claus. Up to 180 artists design and manufacture costumes for our live entertainment and motion picture needs here at Walt Disney World. And folks, all of this activity proudly makes us the largest working wardrobe in the entire world. This beyond costuming, we have our lighting, audio, and camera departments where we put together sophisticated equipment packages for use on our backlot and inside of our sound stages. We also put together packages for rock concerts, industrials, documentaries, and location shoots all throughout the country. At the end of our costuming for a couple of our upcoming holiday parades, starting tomorrow, we have the Toy Story Parade here at the Disney MGM Studios, which is named after our new feature film starring the vocal talents of Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. We're also working on props for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade that'll be held the first 3 weekends in December at the Magic Kingdom, as well as on Christmas Day. Our scenic shop artists are so creative, they decided to use the outside of the scenic shop in a film one day. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, starring Rick Moranis. This is the outside of Sterling Laboratories. The guard shack still remains standing here. This is one of 3 solar bands that they used in that film. They were here for 4 days filming for Honey, I Blew Up the Kids from 4 to 16 feet, and the bottom of it's carved to look like the ocean floor. It holds 127,000 gallons of water, and it was originally used for Thunder in Paradise, an action-adventure series starring Terry Hulk Hogan. More recently, it was used to film some sequences for a possible upcoming television movie called The Bermuda Triangle. It'll be airing on ABC sometime this fall. We're now entering our backlot. This is called Residential Street. A lot of folks come up to me and they say, some of you may have heard the story of a gentleman by the name of Jennings Osborne from Little Rock, Arkansas. He put these 3.5 million lights up on his house, and his neighbors sued him because it was causing a public disturbance, all of the crowds and traffic that it was bringing in. Well, he lost that case at the Supreme Court, folks, and Disney invited him here to share his holiday cheer with our guests on Residential Street. Off to your left is one of our most famous houses. It's home to the Golden Girls for 7 seasons. The exterior footage was filmed here in Florida and taken to a soundstage in Burbank, California. However, the whole show took place in Miami. Next door to the Golden Girls was Alice from the Disney Channel's Adventures in Wonderland. At leisure, and let's not forget Ken's personal favorite, Bear. He was Stripus the dog. Production crews often travel to cities and towns they have conditions. From a very short-lived television series we had called Disney Presents The 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage. Modeled after the Air Force's SR-71, Blackjack's biplane has been caught in the water at over 70 miles an hour. Black today with green smokes is from The Untouchables, starring Kevin Costner and Sean Connery. The large C-123 cargo plane section is from Operation Dumbo Drop, a true story starring Ray Liotta, Dougie Doug, Danny Glover, and Kai the Elephant. The second of 3 solar bands that used to Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Director Steven Spielberg used some of these military-looking vehicles in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, starring Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. You look at the steel treads on that tank there, you'll see they're just made out of rubber. Those are rubber treads. We found it was easier on our cast and crew that way. These 3 blue Plymouths are from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. In the film, Bob Hoskins as Detective Eddie Valiant drove Dolores to Sedan into Toontown. Each time one was hit, shot, or blown up, a different car had to be used to show a different stage of destruction. You can see which one Roger Rabbit got a hold of there in the end. I wouldn't live in my car if I were you. The orange and red trolley is also from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The blue helicopter cockpit. Police on the ground at JB Cruise Aircraft Company from the film The Rocketeer. The 2 push carts and battered box set from a 1993 Disney film, Cool Running, starring Dougie Doug and the late, great John Candy. The 2 futuristic-looking police cars are from Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. The red Coyote cars from Hardcastle and McCormick. The pink Mercedes was driven by Dolly Parton in Straight Talk, and that yellow Lotus was Little Adam's toy from Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Now, if you look across the canal, you get a real backstage view of Residential Street. It's a little bit different on this side, doesn't it? Notice the architectural details, like how those wood and roof shingles stop just beyond camera's range. It's an old Hollywood trick we call saving money. Up ahead is a large standing set where we have several TV specials and commercials. Unfortunately, we are going to have to go around the outside of the canyon today because of the filming. Ken, where are you going? We're going inside. You're sure? Positive. Okay.